city. We don't control it, but we'll gladly talk to them for you.
Just make sure we have it.
Can I get in to get to that question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have other questions.
We have a couple more comments.
Oh, you have a couple coming. Perfect. Yeah.
So, if you weren't aware, no official informational or educational materials exist to explain interactions with law enforcement. Rights and responsibilities like comply, search rules, use of force rules, and other defined, and there's issues of confusion. So the same goes for interactions between people, situations like citizens arrests, other situations as well, who's in the right, who's in the wrong, that kind of thing. So language translations don't exist. There's no official translations. Neither states nor fictions have translations. Not in Spanish, not in other languages, threshold languages for states. I think that most people, and what's being asked is, with it, lack of these informational updates and improvements is a barrier to equality, fairness, and inclusion in not only our justice system, but to our communities. Are you willing to look at options and draft legislation to bring these improvements to Congress?
Thank you. Okay. So I just want to make sure I have the question correct. You're saying that right now, in terms of access to information to explain to people their rights as citizens when they interact with the police is only English, and that's causing a lot of these issues. Is that right?
I need to like that. So
So I'm saying that educational materials don't exist. So go and look and say, what is my right as far as the law goes? You can look at azleg.gov and go to statutes, Title 13, and look at this information. Same across the country.
Gotcha.
There's no official translations that exist, but moreover, there is no educational materials to say when an officer does this or that, this may be excessive, that may be excessive.
Okay.
To say that you to refuse to answer certain questions, you have the responsibility to comply if an officer says stop. When these kids get shot, it's not always known that the situations that are going to result in that. And
right.
So what's being asked is, would you be willing to look at? I have a letter here. It's kind of a long letter.
It's okay.
But what's being asked is willing to look at drafting legislation to require, and this is in talks. I've been talking with state legislature, Judicial Committee, Walter Black, about getting some legislation passed that would require this state to create an educational program. What I would like to see is that at least a committee be put together, or you do a little bit of research to see if you could draft legislation.
So I will look at that. I know right now there are definitely some requirements written by the government, has to be translated into at least Spanish, and then whatever language is the predominant minority language of the area. But we'll to see if that's not happening, because it could, just because it's the law doesn't mean it happens, right?
well, if you go to ushouse.code and look up federal codes, you don't see it translate to this
Yeah,
into
so
Spanish.
that's what I'm saying. Go check on it, because if it's not, then we should make it happen. The other area that you were talking about in terms of education, so Reginald Boulding, the state representative for this area, a couple of years ago to teach students about police interactions. To start, so that way, especially in communities of color, especially young black men who have police interactions, this is a good opportunity for them. This is why Reggie passed it, to actually have that. So there is something already on the books that's happening right now. Reginald Boulding, yeah. And so there's a lot more work too that can be done. So this is why we're supporting the George Floyd Act. It passed the House, it's died in the Senate. We're still going to be looking at more and more reforms. Obviously, there's clearly issues, and then and when it comes to citizens arrest, I mean, the days of citizens arrest, we just can't have it anymore. When you have citizens arrest, if you see what happened in Georgia, that was quote unquote a citizen's arrest. It's very dangerous. You have a right to defend yourself and your home without a doubt, right? Like, don't deny that. But a citizen's arrest is in this day and age is very dangerous, and I just think that we need to move beyond that. I don't believe Arizona has a citizen's arrest statute, but that's what.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Can you get into the specific details of what is defined that Reginald Boulding is speaking?
No, you have to talk to, and I have more questions.
Okay.
Okay,
Mr. Gallego, if you could hold on to that, I've handed it to your staff several times and I've never got a
Oh, well, no, it's better to handle my stuff, because I lose stuff all the time, so, to be honest, but we will follow up. Yeah.